Hello there, Mike here. In this video, I'm going to show you 10 Notion AI secrets you didn't know existed. Everything from summarizing your meeting notes to automating social media, and even taking a look at the code inside your GitHub repositories. The new Notion AI dropped late last year, and it's got a really cool face, actually. It thinks and does things for you. It's like having a bunch of AI tools all in one place, and I'm going to show you many use cases for me that I use every single day. This is not one of those videos of how I organize my life or this is my second brain. There are so many videos about that. This will be different quick-fire tips to give you ideas and inspiration on how you can use the new Notion AI. And by the way, this video is sponsored and I want to be transparent with you on that. This is my first sponsorship on the channel, and I will only take sponsorships if I actually use the tool or I like the tool and would thoroughly recommend it to you. Notion is one of those tools I use every single day. So without further ado, let's dive in and look at tip number 1, which is meeting notes. Now, meetings can be quite boring, but I record them inside a Notion board here, and you'll see so far this year I've only had one meeting. That's with my wonderful wife talking about our IT infrastructure. I can't think of anything more boring. But thankfully, Notion AI can help me summarize this so I don't spend loads of time thinking about it. I'm going to hit enter, hit space to call Notion AI, and then I'll just ask Notion AI to add the action items from the meeting. It'll have a little think, and there we go. That's everything I've got to do inserted into my meeting notes. And I can select to keep those suggestions, and then as I do each little task here, I can tick it off right inside the meeting notes. Pretty cool, huh? Now, that's all very well. It can help me keep super organized, but maybe I've forgotten what the meeting is about. Space again calls Notion AI inline in my document here, and I can say add a summary. And look at that, within moments, it's gone ahead, made a summary of the main things we've spoken about in our meeting. And there you go, within moments, you've got a nice summary at the top of your meeting notes to jog your memory. Now on to number 2 use, which is YouTube. I write a lot of YouTube scripts, but when I do so, I kind of want them written in my style. Well, it's really lucky that over here I have a YouTube style guide. Now, I created this by feeding in the transcripts of all my YouTube videos and asking AI to write me a style guide based on the kind of stuff I do. So you'll see here, I usually start with an enthusiastic hook. I state the purpose of the video, I'm conversational, and I always focus on problem solution. That's super important to me. So that's my style guide. If I didn't use this, AI would likely come up with something really generic like, "Welcome to the world of Notion AI. Let's delve in and see what we can find. Stay tuned." Which is nothing like the way I deliver a video. So with this style guide, we're now going to go to Notion AI and create a YouTube script. Now to do this, I'm going to tag some of my notes, and I'll show you how I keep notes in Notion later in the video, so stick around for that. But this is my rough note area, and you'll see here I've got a bunch of ideas. One of them is to explore HeyGen use cases. And see, I just scribbled down literally 3 lines like that. There's not really much to go on, but let's see what Notion AI does when I put in the message here. So here I'm going to ask it to write a script for a video about explore HeyGen use cases, and then of course, very important, I need to say in the style of YouTube style guide. And there's my YouTube style guide. I hit enter and let it go to work. And there you go, within moments, it's actually writing out a fully comprehensive script based on my 3 very rough notes inside Notion. This is absolutely incredible. It gives me a hook, an introduction, use case for faceless YouTube channels, content scaling with the API, stating the price for 100 videos, as I noted earlier on, and also social media content as well. It gives me step-by-step demos, a call to action at the end, an outro, and look at this, it even gives me video descriptions and timestamps, potential timestamps, even though I didn't shoot the video yet, to put in my description. This is really cool stuff written in my tone and voice, so I can quickly take a note that I jotted down in Notion earlier and turn it into a full YouTube video in seconds with Notion AI. I hope you're enjoying what you see so far. Stick around because each Notion AI use case gets better during this video, and throw a like and subscribe if you're enjoying what you see. Now let's go to mission control and go to my content ideas. This is idea number 3, and that is to translate your YouTube video title. So you'll see here, these are all content ideas that I'm working on. I've got a simple title, working title for the YouTube video, and a link to my quick capture, which is of course where I've written down notes for the video so I can start to work further, use Notion AI to refine them. But Say I don't want my videos to just be available in the English language, but I also want to target Spanish speakers. And of course, with things like YouTube auto-dubbing, I can reach a much wider audience. So why would I not also translate my titles? And yes, Notion AI can do that for you too. So I've got the title here, the notes here, and then I can actually go ahead and add another field here, and you'll see I've got AI autofill fields. Now for this one, I want AI translation, and I'll say I want to translate, yes, you'll see here the name of the video, and I want to turn it from English into Spanish, for instance. Okay, save the changes, and you'll see at the moment all of those fields are empty. Now, of course, I can also go ahead and rename this to Spanish title, like so. So I know what I've got there. Now, obviously, I want to trigger this AI automation, so let's make that happen. And all I have to do is click on the header here and select Autofill All Pages. And within moments, when I click Update All Pages in Content Ideas, you guessed it, it's going to go ahead and start writing titles in Spanish for me. Here we go. And here they all are, very, very fast, filling up in my Spanish title column, just with one activation of Notion AI. Next up, let's go to the social media automation area of my Notion. And you'll see I've got a bunch of ideas on topics that I want to talk about eventually on social media. Wouldn't it be great if Notion AI could help me draft posts for social media and also post them out as well? Well, it can do both. Let's move on to number 4 use for Notion AI, and that is composing social media posts. So you'll see here I've got a bunch of ideas, and well, let's look at this one. When will we get AGI? And you can see here I've drafted a summary, actually using Google's deep research to find out what experts such as Sam Altman, Elon Musk, and other AI experts are saying about predictions for AGI. Now, this is a great article, but I want to make it a short and snappy social media post. So I'm going to add in another column here in my database, and this time I'm going to select AI custom autofill. And here I can tell it what to generate, which is really cool. So I'm going to say create a post for X, formerly Twitter, no more than 140 characters. Ask a question about this topic to create engagement. Don't use hashtags because we all know they're useless. So let's click Save Changes here. And now we can go ahead and activate it. Now, I only want to activate this for the moment on the when will we get AGI idea. So I'm going to click this little magic wand icon next to the name of the subject. It's then going to go ahead and trigger exactly what I've told it to do. And look, as AI rapidly evolves, when do you think we'll see AGI and ASI? And what implications do you foresee for society? Now, if I don't like that, I just click the magic wand again, like so, update, and it'll write me a new post. And look at this, it's actually called out some of the names in that article. As AGI approaches, will Elon Musk and Sam Altman's predictions hold true? What are your thoughts on the timeline for ASI? I like that, so let's move on to tip number 5 on how I use Notion AI, and that is to trigger webhooks and run automations to post automatically to social media. So now on my social media automation database, I have created something I want to post. I'm going to create a brand new column, and this time I'm going to look for button. Now here I can rename the button to post, like so, and then when I click out of that, you'll see all these buttons now say post. Now, when I click that, it will do nothing. I need to tell the button what to do. To do that, I just click on the title up here and I click Edit Automation, and you'll see when the button is clicked, I can call an action inside Notion. There's a bunch of actions here, including sending emails and sending Slack notifications and doing so much inside Notion too, but something they recently added, actually at the end of last year, was the ability to send a webhook. This is super powerful because you can link Notion up to N8N, or even Make or Zapier to trigger an automation, and I'll show you how it works. Click Send Webhook, and then you type in a URL. So where do you get that URL? Well, let's look at my favorite automation tool, N8N. And over here, I'm going to create a new workflow, and for the first step, I want to do a webhook call. So for this, you'll see it will give me a production URL that I want to use. I copy this webhook, And then in this URL box, I paste that webhook, that's my N8N webhook, and I select what I want to send to N8N. So in this case, I want to send the text, which is my generated post for social media. I then click Save. Now, the moment I click that post button, it's going to send that information to N8N. Let's test it out. Now we've got Notion on the left-hand side and N8N listening for the response on the right-hand side. I'll click Post. And boom, there is the response in N8N with the text of my social media post. I can now pass that through to another function to get it posted on X. So now all I need to do is add another node, and this will be the node for X, like so, and I'll just click Create Tweet as the action. And then for the text to post here, all I need to do is drag and drop the text that came in from Notion AI. So N8N will then go ahead and post that to my X account when I hit the button inside Notion. With that created, let's save the automation. And now we'll go back into Notion, hit the post button. Now we'll go and take a look at my X account, and you'll see, yes, just 21 seconds ago, that has been posted direct from my Notion board using a simple automation tool such as N8N, Make, and Zapier are also alternatives for you. On to use case number 6, which is searching different places outside of Notion, such as Google Drive. Let me show you a use case. I've got all the transcripts of all my YouTube videos backed up onto Google Drive. So we'll go into Notion AI here. We'll start a new chat. And then up here in the top right, you've got some beta features such as connecting Google Drive. So let's do that. Now, do note you'll need a Google Workspace account. So you can't use this with a free Google Drive account. But if you've got Google Workspace, you can do an admin install for your organization, grant the access rights here, and then it's done. Simple as that. Just confirm the connection. Now note, sometimes you need to give it some time for the connection to work. I'm going to ask Notion AI to look over all my Google Drive documents to find what I've said about 11 labs. Not only has it searched through and found 18 results, but it's summarizing a lot of what it's found already. Really cool, isn't it? And there's a lot more really interesting use cases still to come. So I hope you stick around for them. Meanwhile, if you want to try it out for yourself, my link down below not only will give you a free account, but some free uses of Notion AI so you can test this out for yourself. Use case number 7 for Notion AI, and this was only just recently added, you can connect it to GitHub. So if you're using AI no-code tools to create lots and lots of code and apps and websites to do things, this is going to be incredible. Again, up in the top right, you can connect GitHub. I'm going to give it access to all repositories. That means even my private code that is not available publicly, Notion will be able to help me with. And now you'll see I've got GitHub available to search if I'd like. So I can select GitHub and say, tell me about Comment Genie. This is the app I created using no-code tools to help me reply to my YouTube comments. Let's see what Notion AI can find out from my GitHub private repo. And you'll be able to see here, it's writing away from my GitHub repo everything I need to know about Comment Genie, including that it's an AI-powered comment management system, the key features such as AI-powered replies, direct YouTube integration, tells me what tech architecture I'm using, and even how it's deployed with a database and environment config through a file. This is really cool stuff. I've searched my private GitHub repo using Notion AI, and I can get insights into the code that I'm working on. Next up, here's my mission control. Mission control is essentially where I store all of my knowledge, all of my notes, everything I find across the internet. I put it into a big inbox to process later and even link to content ideas for YouTube videos. And I'll show you how I get all of this into mission control from my iPhone using Apple shortcuts inside the Notion iOS app. First, let me show you this in action. So I've got Mission Control as a widget on my iOS screen, and I can quickly get to all of those notes that I've just been showing you on the computer. But what's more, I have a couple of Apple shortcuts. One is to record a quick note, and when I click this, it brings up a very quick pop-up box where I can type in anything I want. So I'll just type in hello and click done. It's going to go ahead straight away, insert it into my Notion board, and there it is. You'll also see it will appear and sync across all of my devices. Okay, that's great, but maybe I don't want to type, I want to speak. Here's a voice note. This is a test of a voice note on my Apple iOS app using the Notion shortcut I created. Boom, straight away, a transcript of what I've just said goes straight into my Notion board. And of course, it syncs across devices. So first of all, I'm going to go into the Apple Shortcuts app. Here you'll see on the voice note shortcut, I record the audio on device, transcribe the audio on device, then I create a backup note in Apple Notes before inserting the transcribed audio into my quick capture database on Notion. It really is as simple as that. Creating a quick typed note is even easier. I use the Apple Notes shortcut to create a note with text. That means it prompts me to write something, and then I ask the Notion shortcut to take that text, insert it into the quick capture database in my Notion board. So there you go, it's super valuable to me. Mission Control, my quick note and voice note shortcuts are right here on the home screen of my iPhone. But what's more, I can scroll down and in my control center, I have quick access microphone and written note shortcuts. So wherever I am on my iPhone, I can always quickly capture ideas inside Notion using this shortcut. I use it all the time. This is really cool stuff, right? Join my community where we're talking about even more use cases for Notion AI. The link is down below. Next up, you can actually brainstorm anything with Notion AI, and it's incredible. It works with the latest models from Claude and OpenAI, and what's more, it's half the price. So you can do brainstorming right inside Notion with Notion AI, and I'll show you how. If I go to Notion AI, you can treat it just like any other AI chatbot you may have used before for getting ideas and inspiration. Now I can change this to just be AI knowledge, so I'm jamming with the AI rather than all of my documents inside Notion, Google Drive, and GitHub. And here I'm just simply going to say, help me understand what AI agents are and the kind of processes they could automate for content creators. It thinks for a little bit, and here it comes. Just like another AI would, like ChatGPT or Claude, it gives me some basic ideas on what AI agents can do. And what's more, of course, I can continue the conversation just like I could with any other AI model. And this is another feature. It can analyze images and documents too. Yes, it even has vision. So if I go to the paperclip to attach a file and look on my desktop from NVIDIA's keynote at CES earlier this month, I can see that Jason Huang talked a lot about AI agents. There's a bunch of different AI agent use cases, so I'm going to upload that photo. And then I'm going to ask Notion AI, what are the agents mentioned here? List them and say what they could be used for. Again, Notion AI will think about it. It will look at the image and come back and respond to me with all of those agents and example use cases. Pretty cool, huh? Oh, and finally, I wanted to make Notion my own, so I went to their new Notion Faces designer, which is really cool, and made a Notion-style character of me to use inside Notion. Now, of course, you can go through, customize things such as skin tone, eyes, brows, eyewear, just everything to make your own Notion character. It's not a Notion AI feature as such, but I think it's really cool and thought I'd throw it in here at the end. Another cool thing to add is Notion AI is private and it never shares your data for AI training purposes, which if you're running a business is likely super important to you. So there you go. It's the new Notion AI. Just $10 a month will get you access to all of these secret features and a whole bunch more I probably didn't even mention. You can get started using the link down below. And if I missed anything, if you're doing something really cool with Notion AI, let me know in the comments. I'll be there responding to you. Thanks for watching. Oh, and by the way, YouTube is showing a video up on your screen now you should probably watch next. Thanks.